You may recognize this guy from the 90s movie First Kid. Former child star Brock Pierce is now making a new name for himself as one of the richest people in cryptocurrency. And guess what? He's on the show next. Let's move on to Bitcoin. What's the price right now? I believe it's pretty close to $60,000 per coin. 59.4 is your actual quote. And look who's here. Brock Pierce, the man himself. All right, Brock, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us again. You were named one of Forbes' richest people in crypto. I want to start there. I know you're also the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation. I got it all. Now, I want to know, what price did you get into cryptos at?
Well, thank you for having me back, first of all. I've been working with digital currencies since the late 90s, specifically in the context of virtual worlds like World of Warcraft and Second Life. Think of these as virtual countries. I was the primary market maker for those currencies for, call it those 3,000 countries, with a team of about 400,000 people that would play these games professionally to mine those digital currencies. And we were testing economic theories. And so I wanted to see if these same ideas could be rolled out in the real world, which has led me to Bitcoin. So let's just say I was in early.
Yeah, so you were buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest of them when they were just pennies on the dollar? I mean, was it that low when you started investing?
Yeah, well, so in the case of Bitcoin, once I started participating, you couldn't even buy Bitcoin yet. Really, the only way to receive Bitcoin in the early days was through mining, because the infrastructure to buy and sell and things of that nature didn't exist. You know, you fast forward to 2013. This is before Ethereum. You've now got a couple of alternative currencies like Litecoin. I was there, from the beginning for the creation of Ethereum. I started Blockchain Capital, the first venture fund to fund all of these early companies. Started Tether, where we digitized the U.S. dollar. Mastercoin, where we invented the ICO to change capital formation. Started the first crypto bank. The list goes on and on. I don't want to bore you.
No, you're not boring me at all. I just want to know if you're a billionaire. Will you tell me?
Well, I will tell you this. I'm very famously, I think, quoted for saying repeatedly that a billionaire to me is not someone with $1 billion, but someone who is positively impacting the lives of 1 billion people. And so from that perspective, I'm certainly an aspirational billionaire.
Well, have you got $1 billion worth of crypto? I mean, will you answer me, will you?
I mean, again, I'm not someone that typically talks about, well, I'll say this as well. I don't consider any of what I have, any money that I have, to be mine. I consider myself just a custodian or a steward of it. And I view money like energy that just wishes to flow. And I'm always doing my best to be a good conduit to support those things that we need to have happen in the world during these very troubling or challenging times.
Here's one of my problems with the cryptos. If you want to use them as an actual currency, a medium of exchange, you want to buy something with Bitcoin, for example, then the transaction cost is very high. I mean, isn't it something like $5, $6 per transaction, which if it's a small item is just not going to make it. So that seems to me to be a problem with using it as an everyday currency. What say you?
Well, that's absolutely right. Again, this technology is still in development, and all of these different experiences of different cryptocurrencies are attempts at, continual innovation. And so you're definitely right. Bitcoin in its current state is not an effective currency. Volatility, transaction fees, and otherwise. Bitcoin should be thought of really as an alternative store of value, more like digital gold right now. But that doesn't mean that we won't develop the solutions that allow for greater transactional throughput at lower cost structures. That's why things like the Lightning Network and Layer 2 sort of technologies have been developed. And a lot of the other blockchains or other cryptocurrencies have much lower fees and much higher transactions.
Interesting. Brock, thanks very much for joining us. I could talk to you all day, and we really appreciate you being here. Come back soon, please. Brock Pierce. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure thing.